Did I quit Lord of the Rings Rise to War? And where are my videos about this game? I want more, Chisgule. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you leaving those comments and viewing my videos, so I owe you this update. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and I assume you're watching this video because you've been watching my Lord of the Rings Rise to War videos, and I tremendously appreciate your support and appreciate that you watched those videos and that you threw a like on each and every one of them. And so I owe you this update of why it is those videos have kind of stopped. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about why it is that I've pumped the brake on playing Lord of the Rings Rise to War for now. I'm essentially on a break, and although this is not my main account that's in bag end. My main account, talk about that in a second. I am not actively playing Lord of the Rings Rise to War right now, and you might click off the video, but stick with me for a minute. Let me tell you why it is that the game was fun for me and the things that I think are missing and I don't know how they change in the game that I struggled with. And I think I start there. What are the things that I really struggled with? Because there's a lot that I enjoyed about this game, but two things. First of all, the game is so time consuming to play optimally. I mean, if you actually want to fight in this game properly, you got to walk 5, 10, 20 minutes just around your city and watch like a freaking hawk to make sure that somebody else doesn't go somewhere or do something or blah, blah, blah. And that was fun for me, in part because I spent so much time playing with the Smash Squad and we were on voice. That's the team I was with and that we helped create. And that all was just fun because of the folks that I was playing with, okay? But it's still insanely time consuming. And sometimes you're marching like an hour to get to the starting zone of then watching your march for 10, 5, 20, whatever number of minutes, micromanaging what it's doing. You know, theoretically, I could AFK play this game where you tell me where to send my troops and I send them and I just let them be there and then they just die there. And then I just struggle with playing games suboptimally. I really do. It's the thing that's rewarding for me is like pushing to the bounds what can be done, which I think is why you liked watching my videos, because I was always trying to tell you, how do you push the bounds? And I personally was always trying to push the bounds on what could or could not be done. And that doesn't necessarily mean wailing like a madman. It just means with what you got, do the most you can, right? That's like, get value, smash your enemies. That's like what I'm all about, okay? But the other thing that I really struggle with in this game is the equipment system. And I want to explain a very simple idea that I just don't know how the developers changed this at this point. But the idea is a very human, common thing called loss aversion. Humans are terrified of losing things or realizing a loss, like actually committing to the fact that they have lost something. So they'll hold on to stocks too long in the stock market because once they actually sell them, they've actually lost the money, but technically the money's already gone if the stock is going down. But perhaps a better example is that what would you prefer? Would you prefer to find $200 but lose 100 of it, or find $100? And most people would actually just prefer to find the $100 and not have lost anything. And that's so much the case that if you can imbalance that equation, you actually can like get people to still say they'd rather find the $100 than get a higher total amount of money, but you know, have like lost some along the way. So for example, if you ask some people, would you rather find 250 and lose 100, so you still have 150 bucks, or would you rather find 100 bucks? A lot of people will just say, I'd rather just find the 100 bucks, which is like not logical, but that's the point. Humans, there's this phenomena called loss aversion. Maybe I'm not explaining it perfectly. I'm sorry if I'm not, but you get the idea. People don't like losing stuff. So what does that have to do with equipment, man? It is like against human nature the way that this equipment system is designed. And that's not to be rude to the developers. I had great interactions with the community managers. They were very lovely for this game, okay? I'm not trying to be critical of the developers. I just want to point out that this system is very painful for humans that are the market for this game, right? So the problem is that when you want to upgrade an item in this game, you have to sacrifice another item. And when you're strengthening, that means you have to know, hey, don't get rid of the superior hauberk. That's actually a top tier item. But do get rid of some other thing that's actually, you know, you may or may not need. If you don't know what you do or don't need, there's a huge decision paralysis around what to do, and you actually can mess up. You actually can wreck the progress of your account by incorrectly combining equipment, which I guess some people really like, but also like this can really be stressful for what to do, especially for the legendary items, which are super rare, where you get these modifiers and you're like, man, like, I don't know. Do I want this modifier? Do I want that modifier? I'm really not sure. And it creates this paralysis, which is really, I think, making it so that that players hold on to a bunch of stuff like, I mean, this is not my main account, okay? But you hold on to a bunch of stuff rather than combining and making really strong stuff and actually using the fullest of what you've obtained because you're afraid of messing up or wanting something else later. So I think that is a huge miss. And I'm not, again, fully not trying to be critical of the developers. I'm telling you why I personally, in part, have pumped the brakes on playing the game. And I have a lot of, thankfully, access to people who know this game inside out and backwards, and I appreciate you. Thank you. You were and have been insanely helpful in helping me make better choices with my equipment, and that's in no small part to the Smash Squad, but other people as well chiming in, like Pelche Child. I appreciate you very much. However, those are the reasons why I kind of have pumped the brakes on playing the game. And I will say, there is one other thing that has, in all honesty, constrained my time, which is that I received some really awesome sponsorship opportunities to play some other games, and I've been playing them, and I've been enjoying them. And that's, I'm not saying stop playing this game to go play those games. What I'm saying is that as a content creator who's trying to do this full time, like I do need to look to those sponsorship opportunities that are really awesome to double down on those. And I do appreciate that there is a program that the developers for Lord of the Rings Rise to War have. I will say, in fairness, I think that program is geared probably towards helping create new content creators that cover this game, rather than, you know, kind of creating the sorts of partnerships that probably make more sense for a medium-sized content creator like myself. For those of you that don't know, my main channel, this is technically my second channel. My main channel has 160,000 subscribers. Card will be up in the top. You can go check that out if you're interested. I'm currently playing Rise of Kingdoms almost exclusively on that channel, and occasionally check out other city building war games and put the majority of those videos actually on this channel. So what is next? I know I've been sort of slamming a couple things about this game, which is not my intention to like slam the game, right? But what I want to say about Lord of the Rings Rise to War that I appreciate that the developers did, that was like really amazing level ups, really important for the game and its direction. I'll say bag end, really good direction to be going in. I wish that you could make groups larger than 100 because that really mattered for us at one point. But I will say that the existence of bag end, the ability to pump the brakes, to find the right group, and do those things so good. I also really liked that they added ally systems into the game. Those ally systems were very helpful for creating official in-game reduced drama systems for actually who is your ally, who is your enemy. So good, so crucial. I will say there's a little bit of a weirdness there around getting end of season rewards, and if your ally does or doesn't fulfill the sort of base requirements to get those rewards. At the time that this impacted us, we were worried that because our ally didn't boost their capital to level 25, we would not get our top tier rewards for finishing the season. And by the way, for what it's worth, we finished season 3 with the maximum number of rewards, right? So we almost didn't get those because we weren't sure if our ally was going to actually finish this task they had to do. And we picked an ally that was not the strongest on the board, because we didn't want to like completely imbalance the experience. We wanted to have some fighting. So hopefully that's a little bit of a helpful explanation of things that I thought the developers have done in the not too distant history, the not too distant past, that actually were really awesome choices. So again, I really appreciate the Smash Squad. I could come back to this game and actively play in a season. Right now I am not, but that doesn't mean that I won't in the future cover this game more. And I will be watching to see, I'll be watching you to see, what are you doing, Lord of the Rings Rise to War? Where are you headed? And I hope that if they add game modes that are less time consuming, if they remove some of the real true decision frustration around equipment, I think that there's some real opportunity for this game to be better. And I think that doing those things would actually dramatically change the sort of nature of the game. So I don't know how much of that they could actually act on, but these things that they have done, I thought were really, really cool. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments about my being on break for Lord of the Rings Rise to War. I, again, really appreciate each and every one of you watching my Lord of the Rings Rise to War videos. And I would encourage you not to just like unsubscribe at this point, because Chisgule is not currently making Lord of the Rings Rise to War videos, because not only may I cover it again in the future, but also I am having a lot of fun playing some of these other games that I've been playing that you may also enjoy playing, or at least watching about, right? I've been covering War and Order on this channel. I'm also currently covering the new Warcraft Arclight Rumble game, where I have closed beta access. And this is the channel where I probably will be covering the majority of my like closed beta gameplay when developers offer something like that to me. And I've got another game cooking up really soon where I'll make a community post talking about the huge group we're going to form. The game plan is to move in on a specific game all together with a huge group all at the same time. And you know, it may be fun for you to just try it out, see how you like it. You don't have to play it forever. You could just give it a try and see what you think. But more on that coming soon on the channel. If you enjoyed this video, throw a like on here, subscribe to the channel. I hope that you're all enjoying your time in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. And until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies.